Well, Summer and Trey, whether you went to the gas station or to work or the grocery store like I did, you were bound to have heard someone talking about Heather Elvis or Tammy Moore. And if they didn't know the latest in the case, they still knew the names that we haven't heard the last of. Well, we checked in with this community while the floodwaters were rising. Now, after the Intracoastal Waterway flooded, this neighborhood saw water they had never seen before, like many other communities. Right now, the cleanup continues. In an ABC 15 consumer alert, a Facebook controversy is brewing tonight. At the center of the scandal, the profiles of up to 50 million Facebook users. Marcus Williamson was a son, a brother, a father, and a hard worker. Now, his family lost him that rainy Friday night, and they aren't pointing any fingers, but they do want to know why he was out of his car and on Highway 31 that night. Chili for 15,000 people made by 40 chili masters. The Chili Olympics was back in Murrells Inlet today, and as ABC 15's Taggart Halk shows us, money is all going back to the water. Summer and Trey, that word desolate kind of applies here too. I'm right under the 2nd Avenue Pier. It's been picking up out here. The wind and the rain just started within the last few seconds. If it's any indication of how hard the wind is blowing, I found a couple of these just blowing along the shore. Now I want to show you, take a look at Myrtle Beach. These dark clouds just within the last few minutes started coming. It's been a back and forth debate for the past few days about whether or not it's too early to be decorating for Christmas. Now, if you ask our anchor Summer Dash, she'll say it's absolutely not too early, but we also wanted to hear from you guys. I think it's too early.
Yeah, I
John,
think it's too early too. I think we need to get Thanksgiving out of the way first.
That is how I am too, and I spoke with Casey. She says it's too early.
Yeah.
But a lot of you have some really strong opinions. Judy Beam, a lot of these people are saying it way too early. I've been riding around with Myrtle Beach Police, and as we were driving by, we stumbled upon what looks to have been a roof that fell into this parking lot. This is the Atlantic North Hotel, and we aren't quite sure where it flew from. We're at Ocean and 5th, and as you can see, the palm trees, everything blowing pretty hard around here. We're right next to the Budget Inn. Today was a day to remember Deputy Farrah Turner, her gracious smile, the selflessness of a friend, and lessons learned along the way. ABC 15's Taggart Halk was in Florence today as family and friends honored her life. He shows us how the community rallied around Deputy Turner and her family. A lot of the parts of the sidewalk you can't even see the lines in anymore, but I'm gonna walk a little bit just to show you guys how deep it is. I'm not gonna go all the way in because there is a point where I won't be able to see my feet anymore. Well, hey, this one, back streets back. All right.
She's good.
And they're set to open a barbecue restaurant. We are hearing. Let me show you this. I was digging around and found a South Carolina shaped piece of frozen sand, which is really interesting. I might bring this back to you, Summer. I know you tweeted me and asked me for one of these great souvenirs. Sarah Maxine Turner. Turner died Monday night. She was shot on October 3rd along with 6 others during an ambush at a home in the Vintage Place subdivision in Florence. Tonight we have team coverage as we remember Farrah Turner. Trash can with icicles dripping off of it, and that is not the only weird thing I've seen out here. Take a look at this. We've got a bunch of birds literally chilling in the Atlantic Ocean. Luckily, we haven't seen any people trying to do that. But if we did have people that were trying to go out there into the ocean, they would be going home with sand on their feet because these are not working. Everything is completely frozen. ABC 15 has team coverage tonight. Nick Papantonis has been in Myrtle Beach all day and was there the moment Air Force 2 landed. But first, let's head over to ABC 15's Taggart Halk. He's live at Coastal Carolina. That's right. Tonight, people in Alabama are dealing with severe weather. This is a live look at Mobile, Alabama tonight. That system is heading our way. We're following breaking news out of Horry County tonight. Police say the body of a woman was found on a popular hiking trail at the end of Palmetto Point Boulevard. Homes under construction. Maybe your neighbors just moved in. Horry County is growing at a fast pace. The grocery store. Whether you were grabbing everything on your grocery list or a few items to finish cooking dinner, there's a chance you heard the name Heather Elvis.
It's just a well-known case. I mean, everybody's talking about it. Almost felt like you knew her.
Heather Elvis, the talk of the town and the nation.
Because it's a young girl that's missing and her family has no idea where she is.
When the guilty verdict came down, that's not what these shoppers came to pick up. But isn't that always what happens at the grocery store?
If the jury found her guilty, giving her 30 years, if that's what she's supposed to get, that's what she gets.
Whether you agree with the verdict,
I feel sorry for the family and all,
But I think what I seen on there today, justice has been served.
Or disagree, lives are changed forever.
They lost their daughter. Now somebody else have lost Tammy. So it's a no-win situation.
Heather Elvis, Tammy Moore, and Sydney Moore.
What jumps out at me is that he got a mistrial.
Household names to a community that continues to mourn with a family they've never met.
I would never thought nothing happened that close to home, but it is. Yeah.
There are still questions.
And I feel as though they know where she is. They know what happened to her, because I feel as though they had contact with her.
But maybe the answers are for another day. At the grocery store.
Farrah Turner's life was an inspiration to our sorors, and her memory will be a benediction of service that she completed with excellence.
They worry about me. She said, but I got a job to do, and I'm gonna do my job. No matter what, I ain't gonna have no fear. If something happened to me, it just happened. But I'm gonna do my job. And on October 3rd, because those kids in the house, she did her job. 1,000 times over, she'll do her job again. Not one step backwards.
She worked hard. She was a fighter. She loved what she did. She loved the law enforcement community, as evident by all you guys here today.
Farrah was loyal, strong, courageous, and served our community in the very dark part of this world where children were physically and mentally abused by pedophiles who prey on our innocent children. Yet in the darkness, she brought light, and her light was a source of hope and encouragement to so many.
If you were wrong, she'd tell you were wrong. With love and respect, she would always give it to you straight, hate it or love it. She was a shoulder to lean on for us all. If you couldn't depend on anybody else, you could always depend on Maxine.
Words cannot begin to describe the impact that she has had on our school and our community. We are truly honored, and we count it as a blessing to have known her. She was a servant with the courage to make a difference.
Rest easy, my sweet girl. We'll take it from here.
Originally, this was a man's world.
But not anymore.
We can do the same thing they can do. I mean, we get on the street, we match up with them, we race them, we do it all.
You stand out being a woman who rides.
It's like power and strength for me. I love it. They get the same respect that men get is one of the most empowering feelings.
And being a black woman who rides makes you a minority of a minority group.
Strength in numbers. So the more ladies I find as a minority riding, it just empowers you to want to do more.
But these women say it's a feeling you can't explain.
These group of women just pulled up. I was like, yes, women. And to see women of color riding is exciting.
You're a family, even meeting for the first time.
The sisterhood, whether you know that woman or not.
Many of them agree the reputation for black women during Bike Fest doesn't always paint a pretty picture, but the picture they paint isn't the same.
So many of the negative vibes and the negative actions that some immature females do. But typically when you find women that ride, we don't indulge in that type of activity because we like to ride.
And ride they'll continue to do because the kingdom is big enough for the kings.
This is a machine that some people fear, but I can handle this machine.
And the queens.
Just being a strong black woman, we all say we queens anyway, so we queens on iron.
Because they're here to stay.
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.